Luso Italiano, Luxury Imports sponsors Boxing Bros UK.
Hello, everybody. This is Boxing Bros UK. I'm his Chris. This is my co-host Andrew, the Boxing Brain. And today we're doing a post-fight review of Opetaia versus David Nyika. So we didn't really do a preview on this because we didn't think anything of it. We just thought it was just going to be a standard knockover job. And on paper, it looks like that because he got knocked out in 4 rounds. But that's not the entire story of the fight, as we'll get into. Nyika, has he had like 11 fights? Opetaia had more knockouts than this kid's had fights. And, and he took it on 3 weeks' notice. So it was just looking like, oh, this is. What wasn't it? I wasn't even going to watch it live. Didn't even think anything of it. Like it was just going to be shit fight. But go off, Andrew. Take me through the fight.
Well, the good thing is post-fight is that Jai did call out Ramirez. I don't know if you saw this, but he called him out. So that's a good start. That's the unification thing. And I've seen a lot of comments and a lot of YouTubers saying Ramirez has got no chance. I tell you, this Ramirez Zurdo, he's completely under the radar. People I don't think know what he's about. He's a very good fighter. So that's a lot closer to what people think.
I picked Jai to win, but it's not going to be easy. I'll tell you now, it ain't going to be easy.
Absolutely, but like you said, he took the fight in 3 weeks' notice. Fair play to him. I mean, obviously, he looked in shape. He looked fit. I mean, fighters often stand busy, ticking over, aren't they? So if they do get that call, yeah, I'm good to go. He actually, he started all right, Nyika, didn't he? And he wobbled Jai as well. Jai's legs stiffened a little bit. And the thing was, Jai come into this fight, you could kind of tell, like, homecoming. He wanted to put on a show, and he just come out. He doesn't normally come out that fast from the last few fights I've seen him. And he just come out looking, I think they had a bit of beef, I think, these two as well. Like, there's a little bit of kind of come in with bad intentions, Jai, and he was swinging from the off. And actually, Nyika was tucking Nyika out, whatever you call him, but big as well for cruiserweight, about 6'4". He was tucking up quite nice, boxing quite well. And then just kind of Jai started to take over, didn't he? But like you said earlier, I think if Nyika, with more experience, just that little bit of lack of experience in the pro game, little bit more experience, little bit more of a game plan, using his height and size advantages a bit more, he probably could have got a lot more success in there, Chris. Yeah. And he's a bit of a prospect as well. Brutal knockout. I felt that the ref could have maybe got in there a bit quicker. I mean, he sort of had his hand up, but he was dazed, he was gone, and then Jai just finished him off ruthlessly, a cold knockout. Ended up being a much more exciting fight than what I had envisioned. Can't say that. But yeah, that was it really. And then Jai just started to take over, was landing heavy shots. And then that was a good night. But I just feel like Nyika, he just didn't have enough experience in there. And I think the occasion, maybe he got caught up in it a little bit. I don't know if you felt that, Chris, as well.
I don't know if so. The press conferences, like previously, where it was like face to face, and Opetaia was like, "You're gonna box, you're gonna run. I know you're gonna run. They all run, or whatever he's saying." It's like he got in his head. Yeah, Nyika was like, "I'm not gonna run. I'm from us. Yeah, you think you're gonna come home and like make me into a meme? Like I'm gonna fucking knock you out." Like I think he got into his head a bit, so he ran at him. But the good thing that I like to give that David Nyika props for, so Opetaia, he hurt him. And normally when he hits people like that, Jai, especially the British guys that he's been fighting, he's been knocking over, they go down or they shell up. This Nyika did not. And I think he caught Jai unawares. So maybe Jai really thought he weren't trying to get in his head, and he really thought he was gonna box him, and he wasn't prepared for it because when he hurt him, this guy went after him and he hurt Jai, and he had Jai hanging on for dear life in the second round. He was holding on to him on the ropes. He was really hurt, and then that Nyika started. He was smothering his work, and obviously lack of experience. Jai was tying him up. He didn't have the inning to. He got overexcited. Instead of taking a step back, he's hurt. Let me play with him a bit. Jab, set him up because he's dead. He just ran at him, windmilling like after he hurt him, and then Jai was able to like tie him up and like survive the rest of the round. And then he came out, like you say, got on top, started taking him apart. So a little bit more experience, and that day, and especially the cruiserweight division, it's not the best. So I think he's got a good shot in, like,
later on. Yeah, I think also what also showed that the lack of experience in there in the pro game, and maybe in general, I'm not sure what his amateur career was like. I didn't have a look. I mean, he's quite young, isn't he? How old is he? He's not
that young. 29.
Oh, 29. Oh, so he's only a couple of years younger than Jai then, actually. Yeah, he's a bit older.
No, they're both 29 years old. They're both the same age. They're both 29.
Oh, I always thought, I don't know why, I always thought Jai Opetaia was like 31. Oh, he's 29. They're both 29. Oh, okay, yeah. I think when he the first knockdown again though got up too quick, Chris. Got up too quickly, straight away. I always feel like when I see that, I scream at the TV. It's pure ego, that, and it's pure, I'm not hurt. It's pure doubling, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Use those 10 seconds. Like, that 10 seconds is a long time. Regroup, get some air. He jumped up too quickly. Like, I just think there was that, just a lack of experience, not enough fights. I felt for him, really. 3 weeks' notice. He's a bit of a prospect in the division. He's big for the weight. He's obviously got some power. He then started to fight Jai's fight when he should have boxed on the outside. I'm sure that would have been the strategy. As you say, got in his head maybe. The occasion got to him a bit, jumping up too quickly, trading with him. It's unfortunate. It's easily done. I can understand it. Your emotions get the better of you. But that was just what it was, Chris, wasn't it? It was just a case of you had one guy who's been there, done it, got the T-shirt, champion, the Ring Magazine champion, IBF, probably going to be an undisputed cruiserweight. And the other guy still learning his trade. And that was the difference.
And that's it. And that's the difference. That's because obviously, like I said before, he hurt him in round 2. And instead of taking a step back and jabbing, and he smothered his work. He got too excited, and Jai was able to tie him up and recover. And that's all she wrote. And that's experience. That's like you say. Experience, learning his trade. He smothered his work, fucked up an opportunity where he might have got a knockout, or and Jai uses experience. So I'm just going to hold on, recover, breathe. Not going to let you hit me, and that was it. But I am really glad that Jai he called out Ramirez. He had and all the post-fight interviews. They said, "Oh, you want to fight Moses Atuma?" He said, "No." He said, I will do them fights, but he said, I want to be undisputed at cruiserweight. Then I'll go to heavyweight.
He wants to go the Alexander Usyk route, doesn't he? He wants to. I'd imagine he wants to kind of mirror that kind of success, undisputed at cruiser, move up. Because the thing is, people saying I would be too small at heavy, but I think the thing is with that, we're touching on this for the moment. Once all the big guns retire, your AJs, your Furies, your Usyks, once those guys go in the next few years, which I imagine they would, the heavyweight division is kind of up in the air, isn't it? You're going to have your Atomas there. Your Zhili Zhang's going to retire. You're going to have your Cabiels, Dubois. Jai Opetaia could be in the mix. He'll be a 220, 230 pound heavyweight. He's about the same height as Holyfield. I think he actually could do better at heavyweight than maybe what people think. What do you think about that, Chris?
I think Jai Opetaia He's a tremendous talent, and like the fighters that make it from cruiserweight, that the fighters that are world champion at cruiserweight or undisputed or whatever, and they do well at heavyweight are special fighters. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think he's a special fighter, and he's got all the skills. He's got the heart. That kid is tough. When he got hurt with that shot, and that kid caught him a few times. Like you could tell he was hurt, but it's like he liked it. Like he did these weird smiles, and he came straight back at him, bit down on his gum shield. I thought, right, is that what we're doing? Is it? We're having a war. Let's have it. Like,
And also, Chris,
and we've seen when he needs to, he can box. When he had a broken jaw against Breeders, like I just think that kid, he can walk through anything, and there ain't that size difference ain't gonna mean nothing. Because if you look at the past,
off the back of what you're saying there, just what you said, the size difference won't be as big a factor as maybe what some would say, because that Nyika, right? He was 6'4". He would have rehydrated, although I'm not sure actually, because it was the IBF on the line, and they have a £10 clause. So I'd imagine, I don't actually know this, maybe you can confirm this. Was there a £10 clause limit code? Do we know? I'm imagining there would be, because the IBF always do.
IBF rules, though, yeah, for sure.
But he is. Imagine if there was. Let's just assume there was that 10, but he's coming in at that £10 limit. Fucking hell! If that was any of the other belts and he rehydrated about 20-25 pounds, he'd have been getting in that ring easily around heavyweight. And he's a big guy anyway. And Jai Opetaia dispatched of him, so I think his power will carry up. That's for sure. He's had his chin testing to Skip Breeders. He bloody broke half of it. So,
and then obviously
dislocated.
He's what do we call it? He's still able to start. And even if his power doesn't carry up as much, the speed, the boxing brain, like he's got it all. He's a good kid, and like special fighters who are world champion at cruiser and undisputed can do well at heavyweight. You look, David Hay, undisputed cruiser, went up to heavyweight. He still won a title. He still beat a guy who was like 7'2", a giant. David Hay. He beat him to win the title. He still wasn't world champion at heavyweight. It wasn't very long, obviously because of injuries, but he was good enough to do it. Holyfield, obviously, legendary cruiserweight, legendary heavyweight, and then now we come to Alexander Usyk. You do get these special fighters. Not everyone can overcome the size difference from cruiser to heavyweight, but when you get special fighters, they can. And I believe Jai Opetaia is a special fighter, so I believe he's going to mimic the fighters of old, what they've done before.
He's a bit similar to Moses in many ways. They're both southpaws, aren't they? They've both got those fast reflexes. They've both got IQ. They've both got speed. They're both special talents. They've both got power. Age is obviously more on Moses' side. But I tell you what, those two, if those two are the real kind of, for me at the moment, those two really are the special talents around. I'm talking in the bigger divisions. Obviously, there's some great guys in the lower divisions, but in the top two divisions, cruiserweight and heavyweight, they're the two that you're really excited about at the moment, aren't you? You're expecting to do.
Sure. And speaking of heavyweights, I'd just like to say, obviously, Justin Hooney, he won on that card, on the undercard of that. I'd really love to see Moses Atuma. I know it probably won't happen. Go to Australia and fight that Justin Hooney in Australia, like headlining, because like Moses Atuma, he's not headlining yet. He's not that much of a massive name because people don't want to fight him because of how good he is, really. So, but that Justin Hooney, like the other things are like us. Like, they really, really, and especially they haven't got that many great boxers. So when they get some, they really get behind them. Yeah. And I just think that, I just think that if he headlined the show with Moses Atuma in Australia, he'd beat him, and he'd make loads of money, new fan base, come back to England, start headlining shows, maybe going for a world title. Because Hooney's ranked very highly in all the governing bodies as well. And I just think that would be a good fight and give him experience of winning titles in other people's backyards. Because he ain't like it. I just think it'd be a really, really great fight, and it'd be better if they did it over there than over here. But for a bunch of two with experience and for the money.
The other good thing about May potentially going out onto foreign soil all the way out there to fight Hooney as well, really good experience. You know, good experience. Alexander Usyk did it all the time at cruiserweight and heavyweight, often going up. He's going to be going to a potentially. The Aussies are a bit like the Brits, right? They like a drink. They like to get on it. They like to get behind their big stars, right? It could be a little bit hostile, few boos, right? Because Moses is a big name internationally, right? If Moses will be getting in that ring, he's not got a pro crowd behind him. The Aussies are getting on his back, you know. So just for that as well, really good experience. And if he can get through that, he'll grow as a person, as a fighter even more.
Exactly. I just think that's the perfect fight for him. Someone who's undefeated like him, someone who's young like him. This is like, it's a really good test of what level he's at, blah, blah, blah. And excellent experience fighting on foreign soil. I just think that that would be a great fight to make for him. I really do. I feel like.
Do you think he would fight?
Matchroom working together because Justin Hooney signed the Matchroom, so I think that's a good fight.
Do you think? I mean, there's more credence for that to happen. But do you think Hooney would fancy himself? We don't know enough about him as a person, but do you think he would back himself against Moses, who's he's a massive? I
don't know about that. That's the thing. Fighters are fighters, yeah. Most fighters, they'll fight anyone. It's his coaching team. They might say, "Nah, you're not ready. You're not ready," or "We don't need that fight yet." Because it's like I was watching an interview with with Emmanuel Stewart. Yeah. So you know Derek Chisora. Emmanuel Stewart. He told Derek Chisora. No, he told Vladimir Klitschko, "Don't fight Derek Chisora. He's all wrong for you. That style. He's all wrong for you." That's what he said. That they kind of like. Let Vitali fight him instead. Because Vitali's more aggressive. Like you're gonna find it hard. Yeah, like he's gonna find it hard tying him up. And this is prime Chisora when he's like, well, I think he lost to Tyson Fury, but he was still really, really good, high pressure, and he gave him the count himself against Vitali, and Vlad kind of like swerved that Chisora fight.
Yeah. No, I get you, but I guess rounding up, good fight in the end. But now we want to see now time's ticking, right? 29, get that unification with Ramirez, fight the other guy with a I think he's got WBC. The other guy, and he's got the WBC because Ramirez has got the WBA and WBO, obviously off our very own Chris Billum-Smith. So fight those two. Become undisputed, which I think you will. Move up to heavy once Usyk's retired, because there's been a little. I know we don't want to go on too long in the video, but so I've seen all this over Instagram a lot about people keep posting about Jai Usyk. John, what do people think about that fight? I can't imagine that happening. To be honest with you, I just by the time. Yeah. I don't see how that's going to happen. By the time he's become undisputed at cruiser in his next two or three fights, I don't see him.
That's going to take about 2 years. For him to get all the belts, it's going to take him about 2 years.
Yeah, and then Usyk could be what, 39, nearly 40?
Yeah.
Yeah, but just chucking it out there because I've seen a lot of talk about that. People like that fight, but I ain't going to happen.
No, not for me. I want Jai to be undisputed at cruiserweight. I'm a fan of his, and I want him to fulfill his dream that he wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Will he be? When was the last time he had an Australian as a unified cruiser or a heavyweight champion? I've got no idea, actually. I'm sure there's been one in the history somewhere, but perhaps if anyone knows, leave a comment.
Maybe
I don't
cruiser, but definitely not heavyweight. David Tua, nearly. But I think he got knocked out by Bucci, our mate.
Yeah, I like Ibuchi. Yeah. Well, there we are. So he's potentially the biggest star out other than Sky Nicholson in Australian boxing history. So fair play to him. Good to him.
Big up Jai and big up David Nyika. Very well done.
Well done.
Boxing Bro UK. Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe.